Overseas Filipino worker is a term used to refer to the citizens of the Philippines who are working and residing outside the country. On the other hand, this term applies to Filipinos who are abroad as permanent resident in a different country, as well as to those who are abroad for a limited period of time for employment or education. According to a report, the Philippine Statistics Authority, with estimated 2.339 million OFWs are living and working abroad. The overseas Filipino workers are recognized for providing for their families, and many Filipinos actually think that working abroad can solve most of their problems, especially with finances. But becoming an overseas Filipino worker has its advantages and disadvantages, while the promise of having a better life had become a reality for most OFWs. For the sake of aiding their families, OFWs endure years of loneliness. A large portion of OFWs are former domestic workers in the Middle East who suffered from severe physical, psychological, and sexual abuses. Therefore, social work practice is being applied into this sector due to the fact that the worker ensure that those who have gone through different abuses and injustices will enable to develop their full consciousness of their rights as OFWs. Furthermore, it is all rooted to the target of social work, which the worker helps group members prevent hardship and suffering in all aspects. This is how social work practice is being utilized into OFW sectors, particularly domestic workers.
Handling OFWs sector, particularly domestic workers, would not be easy at all, as not all of them have gone through the same experiences and they do not have the same work as to anyone who works overseas. Cultural sensitivity is one of the challenges in handling OFW sector, as the group members have different cultures and practices, and these differences reflected in the ways how the members communicate and relate to one another. In addition, behavioral aspect of the group member can be challenging because the members will react differently to the rendered services.
Some of the domestic workers experience abuses. Social workers should have the skill of empathizing in order to handle them. Social workers need to intellectually and emotionally understand individuals' experiences to determine how to help.
The group of OFWs, particularly domestic workers, had been experiencing a different abuse which affects their social function and well-being. Domestic workers have encountered different employers that gives them various experiences that becomes a reason for social climate to arise. Those experiences would create subgroup within the group. Therefore, it is very necessary to address this matter to help them achieving their goals. Modern Philippines is the result of a diverse culture. In the group of OFW sector, different Filipinos came from different culture. For example, Flora is an OFW, particularly domestic worker who came from a minor sectors who finds difficulty in interacting with another members. So basically, the additional member can have a major impact on the productivity of the group as a whole. So bringing the members together and helping them cohesively should be a focus of the social worker. Flora needs to foster her social interaction and the sense of belongingness. First, the worker will initiate activities with the group that will help Flora to achieve her full potential and to make change within the group. A group functions together to create change. But how can a group make change if it isn't functioning well? Well, we believe that in order to make change, the group should start within itself. In the matter of OFW sector, if the members are not working effectively in a work, it will not be easy for them to achieve the change they wanted. The worker will form activities that will foster the group members' participation to work as one. So if they found themselves able to work one another, they can create a positive change within the group. The success of the country is usually shown by its commitment to provide opportunities that allow its people to become productive members of society. For a relatively poor nation like Philippines, where scarce and misused resources, opportunities and good-paying jobs are severely limited. That is why overseas Filipino workers are compelled to seek employment in other countries where salaries and wages are lucrative to the disadvantage of their families. In addition, OFW sector, particularly domestic workers who have suffered with extreme different abuses, can be agent of change where they can promote social justices and raise awareness of the rights of other OFWs in a larger community. The labor and sacrifice of overseas Filipino workers have considerably improved the lives of the countrymen and have brought some sense of economic security and well-being to our nation. OFW sector can be agent of change because their work has greatly helped to reduce poverty and played a major part in turning our once lackluster financial system into blooming one it is today.